Black Hat Army, San Diego. We are now rolling into this amazing podcast. Welcome to another interview. Today we have Daniel Morales joining us. Off camera, we just finished up with Coach Adam Castro. You know the process. We have to get a training session before we can sit down and talk. And of course, before even having lunch. With that being said, Daniel, we're here at the Frontwave Arena, brother. We're 2 weeks away from you being part of this amazing show, man. How are you feeling? How's camp? How's everything, man?
No, I'm feeling excited. I'm feeling great. Like you said, we're 2 weeks out. I mean, I have a great opponent, 6-0. We're both undefeated. You know, camp is going great. It's going just how we, imagined it. I just came back from camp last month. I was up in Big Bear with Arnold Barbosa.
Okay.
So, we finished that great camp, and then we just continued that camp along all throughout this, I got the news up there that I was going to fight on April 18th. So, it changed, it made me being in his camp my camp too, So it was like, pushing each other.
It brought that much more of a fire out of you and benefit to him, right? Because now you have someone who's about to compete on the big stage, and then somebody else who's about to compete on the big stage, and camp gets crazy.
The competition just, we just kept pushing each other.
So how is a camp like that, man? Because we can only dream about some legendary behind the scenes around that, right?
Man, those camps are great. It's literally isolation. We're in Big Bear. All we would do is train. I mean, we would have our fun, like, within us. But, the schedule was we would wake up, we would go run, come home, eat breakfast, go to sleep, wake up, go train, come home, we'll play some pool, we'll play some video games here and there, and then it was time for sleep, we'd go to sleep and then repeat, We would go out to the town, Big Bear town, Arnold would take us out, we would just walk, get that fresh air, that altitude.
And how has it been in that professional team environment? Because like lately, like I was sharing with you earlier, right? Being around the car, being around you guys, man, is just such a refreshing sight to see of like, fuck yeah, man, like that's what it's all about. And being amongst championship mindset type teams, brother, like what does that do on top of preparation for a fight like the 18th?
And it prepares you even more. It shows you their discipline, their motivation, like what motivates them. It shows you the lifestyle of having that world-class camp, just that isolation. He just had, the food, his trainer, boom, that. It was just simple. So it shows that you don't need, a lot of people. It's your team, just your team, and that's all you need.
And let's talk a little bit about the sparring, right? How are sparring days in an active camp like that?
So we would run in the morning. We'd still run on sparring days. Usually, like, I don't run in my sparring days, because in that mentality, like, I'm gonna gas out this and that. But we would run sparring days, and then we would do 4-minute rounds, and we did about 9 rounds. We were going 9 rounds, 9 4-minute rounds.
9 rounds each, or 9 rounds total?
Total, as in me and him each. So yeah, there's I was his main sparring partner. I was the only sparring partner for the whole camp until like the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then he brought someone else in. But so majority of the time we were going, 9 rounds, 4 minutes. So we were going 12-round fights or 12-round sparring sessions. Yeah.
Wow.
And it wasn't like we were going at it. We were going to war. He had to get ready for his fight. We had to get him ready.
Those rounds that nobody sees but defines every fighter.
Yeah. Sick. It was great. It's a great experience. That's my second camp with Arnold. So, it was great.
Yeah, shout out Arnold, bro.
Yeah.
Big fan of your work, man.
Sick.
And so let's fast forward the clocks. We're here April 18th, right? 2 weeks away. And you're going to be part of this brand new arena. Have you got a chance to see?
No, I haven't. I haven't gotten in.
Well, we'll see. We'll try our best today, and then see if we get some B-roll shots on that. But the arena, man, when it got built, this is part of the second year that it's been open. And last year we had the blessing of being able to come meet the community, do some coverage here. And to us, it was, or specifically to me, I grew up having to go down to Petco, Civic Center, Qualcomm at the time, like all of that, and sports arena, and having to make the commute, having to do all it. And I knew I was part of San Diego, but it was never really home, And when they built the arena here, I was like, man, this is something special. I can't wait to partake. And fast forward the clocks, here we are representing the arena, right? And one of the biggest boxing cards so far in all of North County. I believe they had a previous show here, but it was nowhere near what it's going to be, how stacked this card is. So that gets me very excited. Talk to us, brother. Do you spend a lot of time in North County? Because I know
Actually,
you're down in San Diego.
I actually don't honestly. I stay, I stay right there in San Diego, and where I live. That's usually just where I stay.
And
I
where's
don't
that
really
from? Where is that?
I live in Skyline.
Skyline.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
in Canto.
Yeah, in Canto.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So, all of San Diego, we just from National City to Skyline.
Yeah.
Where my parents live. So
Okay.
we're there.
Yeah.
I usually don't. I don't leave home. I don't. Just homework, gym.
And
So.
what gym do you train now?
It's called Undisputed.
Undisputed. I've heard of it. Okay. Okay.
So I'm over there Undisputed, and then I'm over at Switch Fitness too in El Cajon.
Switch. That's Muay Thai también,
Muay Thai,
no?
yeah.
Yeah,
Muay Thai,
yeah. Funny story. I was supposed to compete at that hotel right in front of Switch or the old Switch.
Oh, the Marriott.
Right there.
Okay, nice.
Long story short, they didn't have the right ambulance, and the show got pushed out. As literally, bro, it's like 11:58. They call my name. I'm walking up. I'm about PM, right? And I'm about to walk in, and then they're like, "Hey."
What?
They closed because it was midnight.
What the heck?
Bro, I was like, yo, what? Bro, geared up, ready to go. My opponent was right next to me. And
so what'd they say? Like, what'd the fight?
they were like, sorry.
Damn, that's cold.
Hey. Same day weigh-ins, all that stuff, bro. And it didn't happen, but it was all good. After that, that's when we doubled down on boxing.
Boxing, okay.
These fools,
Yeah.
Muay Thai is not yeah, bro. You guys, you know what? Figure it out. But anyways, Daniel, going back to your boxing career, man. You mentioned you've been at this for 14 years, right? Talk to about those 14 years from day one when you entered into that gym. Why did you enter that gym?
So funny story. I used to play baseball. I was playing that T-ball baseball, and then they're gonna start pitching. I was doing pitching machine and everything, but it was time for someone else to start pitching. And I got out of the sport of baseball because I was scared. I was scared they were gonna hit me with the ball. I was, throw heaters, and then, ironic.
I know, that's what I was.
Now I'm getting punched in the face
with heaters all day.
So that's how we got into the gym. There was a gym opening up, and my pops was like, "Oh, do you want to try it out? Let's go. Let's see if you like it." And then from there,
boom, that was it.
Took off.
What was it? Bag work, mid work, ring work? What was it?
It was just more like the fundamentals of it. We trained very basic, and it was the fundamentals of it that I don't know what it was. I got my ass beat first 2-3 months sparring. Bloody noses. Bad.
Yeah.
I had a bad nose problem, so like if you barely touch it, gushing everywhere. I would cry every sparring session. I don't know what it was that there was something to it that I just stuck to it.
You kept on going back.
Yeah.
So let's dig into that, right? Because that's usually where fighters know they are not fighters. And where you're like, you know what? I think I'm going to go lift weights, right? No disrespect, but I'm just like, it's a real fucking thing of getting hit in your face and not wanting to get hit again. It makes sense. Why would you want to get hit in the face? But why did you go back?
Man, that's a great question, bro. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know, it was just fighting, maybe just training. I think I loved it all. I really did love it all. I still love it,
Yeah, of course.
It was just, I was young. I was super young. I was 8. So, my memory's not really all there. But it was just training, the sacrifice that I had to do, the discipline that we had, the sparring. I feel like that's everybody's favorite, the sparring,
Yeah. Did you win your first fight?
No, I lost. Yeah, I lost my first fight. It was my first fight. The second one we won. And then from there on, I haven't.
Was it? That's where it clicked? Third fight and moving forward?
Oh, I think it was the second fight.
Second fight.
Yeah, it was the second fight that clicked. Second fight that clicked, and I was just like, let's do it.
This is it. Yeah. And then was it you and your team? Was it now the routine? What was it that you think was like, hey, we're on?
I think it was my team. My team and the routine. My family more than anything. My mom and dad. They were like, asking, you really like this? Do you like it? I'm like, yeah, I love it,
Yeah.
I'm bleeding this, but I don't know, there's just that will in me that just wants to continue. I want to train, want to train.
And how did that carry over into school? Because, you started very young. You're still a full-time student. How did that carry over into your grades? Did it keep you out of trouble? Did you get into trouble?
No, I didn't get into trouble. I think that what it did was me going to school, I focused a lot in school just because I had that mindset like, okay, after I do good in school, I'm gonna go train. Right after school, straight home, change, straight to the gym, So it was that mentality like, okay, if I'm fucking up on my grades and this and that, I'm not gonna be able to go to the gym, So I had to have good grades to be able to, to continue doing what I love.
And then did that pay over into your GPA, or would you say you just kind of checked off the boxes?
As in what? Sorry.
As in school. Like,
school. I mean, no. Like my GPA was good even throughout high school. I mean, I had good GPA. I mean, I think I had like a 3.8. You know, it was good. It was a good school. Good GPA.
3.8 is very high, brother.
5, something like that. I don't know. 3.6.
Right.
7. I don't know.
Kids.
Something like that.
Kids. All over the world, you just heard it here. 3.8 full-time boxer. Went to school, did what he had to do, stay out of trouble, and now he's almost headlining April 18th in a professional arena. Go to school. All right. I was yelling at myself too. Don't worry. So let's walk through middle school now. So that's elementary, middle school. How are you like in middle school?
It was the same thing. I mean, throughout all the years, it was the same thing. Just school, train, school, train, school, train. There's nothing, I mean.
Nothing special other than
special.
that.
All the way up to, I mean, college. I mean, I got my associates.
Nice.
Yeah.
That, brother. Yeah. Shit. All right, so you got your associates. How that one hurt. So you got your associates, and then it's like, all right, I'm going full in.
Well, actually, I mean, I applied to San Diego State. We got into San Diego State, but it was like I wasn't getting financial aid. So that was just a big problem. And then I was just like, I don't think I'm ready for myself to be
full-time committed into
school if I'm still doing boxing, you know.
Which is a big wise. That's very wise, brother.
You know, and that's financially, that's a lot of money for school, you know.
Correct.
So I was like, you know what, we're gonna do it. You know, we're gonna go all in boxing. You know, I mean, I was already going all in boxing.
And you know what, man? For whatever it may mean, I think that is such a wise decision to have the maturity, and you could tell you have your support system around you. I can only assume that the reason that you continue competing and doing what you do is for your family.
For family, yeah.
For your team.
Yeah, family and team, yeah. You know, just we're gonna keep it going. You know, funny thing, I fought on my graduation day when I got my associates, so I didn't walk. Which is crazy. My mom told me, she's like, do you want? It was I think it was in the morning, like at 10, like the walking to get the diploma. And I was like, no, I'm fighting later, you know, or I don't know if it was my fight day or my weigh-in day, one of them, but still, you know, I was like, no, I can't, like, shoot, we wanted to go, I mean, of course, you know, and I said, no, I don't think it would be smart, you know, we're going to be standing in the heat, it might make sense, you know, we'll be drained for the fight, so, I mean, that's funny, it was just like, he was actually there, I was going to be next to David, and,
funny. He was graduating too?
Yeah, we graduated, yeah, and he was like,
congrats, David. Hey, you got good friends around you.
Of course,
Fuck yeah, that's what's up, bro.
He's like, oh, you gonna come? I'm like, nah, I don't think I'm gonna do it. I mean, well, you know, I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
save it for SDSU when the time comes.
When the time comes.
So how does that work? Well, you're gonna have to reapply? Or?
Yeah, I would have to reapply, you know, for all that, but
because you already got all the. So before we close out the episode, it sounds like you're on your run. How does your run look like, brother? What are your goals? I know that on the 18th you're gonna step in there and do what you do. I just train with you, brother, and coach is right, brother. You're very talented, hardworking, and you have your feet on the ground, which you'd be surprised how many people at your level don't have it.
I mean, we're ready, you know, come April 18th. My goals, I mean, first and foremost, you know, get through this fight clean, safe. It's gonna be a tough fight, it's gonna be a good fight. I'm excited, you know, hopefully after this fight, promoter sees me, you know, I showcase my skill, promoter sees me, you know, they like it. Or maybe Top Rank's gonna be out here, so, you know, hopefully Top Rank likes it. We get a signing, and then from there on, you know, I mean, just continue the journey, keep working with world champs, that world champ level, get that sparring in, everything, you know.
Yes, sir.
Keep the pace going. We're going at a good, you know, solid, steady pace right now, and we're ready. We're ready for anything, yeah.
Well, Black Hat Army, San Diego, North County. Remember the name, Daniel Morales. You'll see him here April 18th live at the Frontwave Arena. Make sure that you get your tickets today. It's been an honor and a pleasure to continue bringing you these stories. But today, this one, as you can see, we prolonged it a little bit because I need to remind the world that the reason fighters fight is to tell their story. It's to continue doing what they do, but most importantly, to set the example that nobody can. We fight for a reason. We live for a reason, because one day we know we're gonna die, but before we die, the legacy that we're trying to write is setting the example through ourselves, never through words, only through actions. We'll see you all here April 18th. My brother Daniel, it's been a pleasure. Thank you
brother.
so much for being on.
Thank you for having me.
We'll see you at weigh-ins, and then we'll see you on fight day. God bless, brother. To victory and to a championship in the near future.
Thank you.
All right, brother. Let's go.